Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rukakodash, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, False Prophets, Self-Willed, Bugged Out Israelites Guilty of Toddler or Toddler's Death. So this is a video that was put up 5 hours ago by GMS South Carolina 08. I didn't get a chance to watch the video. I just had to watch maybe like a minute in, and I just got up. I said I was on my other computer, so I got up on this computer, this PC, to do a video. And I was thinking about precepts in my head, and I said, I really just need one key word to go to, which I did, and that's false prophets. And the word and the term false and prophets show up. Now I can look up false prophet, but I just put in false prophets. As you can see, it came up 21 times in 9 verses. So we'll be going through these precepts, make it easy for myself. So this is the video. You can watch it. What I'm going to do is, I noticed something, right? When you watch this video, and I'll watch the rest of the video after I do this video. Well, it says self-willed, bugged out Israelites guilty of toddler's death. And that's the boy. You can see that the hair is all matted. I'm not getting on the little boy. But I just noticed something. And the first thing that popped into my head, the infamous Vocab Malone's going to make a video, and he's going to use his wide brush to paint all the Israelites. You know, see, these are what Israelites do. And then, you know, we'll curse him out, and he'll say, "Oh, well, GMS didn't do it, and this guy didn't." Then that's how he rolls. If got one Israelite group that does something that's not kosher, I'll use that term, he'll say Israelites do this. Well, you know, I ain't talking about GMS, because we don't have any women in our we got women that follow us, but we don't have a gathering place where you got men and women and children. So you can't say, you know, member GMS. Now, if you go home to your wife and your children and something happens, that's really on you. You do something crazy, that's on you. That ain't on us. We don't teach that. We don't teach the women that don't feed your kids and all that. And they buried this child in the backyard, according to news reports. So I'm not gonna play it. Like I said, it was just showing the living conditions, the way they were living. They wasn't feeding the kid. I think they beat the kid up, abused the kid. Now I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is a group that's located in West Midland. I don't believe that this is America. Plus, this is from Sky News. Let me do this. West Midlands. Oh, by the way, yesterday, Bitcoin went up over 104,000 for one Bitcoin. I remember back in 2010, Bitcoin was under $1. So, you know, They're just pushing it. they're getting the people to say, look how much money you can make off of Bitcoin. Everything's gonna go digital. This is Bitcoin, if you don't know about it, is a digital coin. Let me go to Midlands. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, I'm sorry, it's West Midlands. West Midlands. Let me just check this again. I'm sorry. It's lands. I'm sorry. It's an A instead of an E. Right, I got it right. Let me just double check it again. Midlands. West Midlands. West Midlands. Okay, this is supposed to be in England then. All right. Ceremonial County in England. West Midlands is a metropolitan and ceremonial county in the larger West Midlands region of England. So this is out of England. Let me find the video again. Now, the GOCC, they're members of the GOCC, or maybe former members of the GOCC, which is Gathering of Christ Church. That group is a group of complete bug outs. Yeah, they buried the kid in a shallow grave. You got the matted hair. Okay, let me see here. I'm trying to get, okay, couple who starved and buried son, age 3, guilty of breathtaking cruelty. A couple whose 3-year-old son was found buried in a garden after they opted out of society and set up their own. Yeah, that's that flea doctrine demon. You know, it says in Revelation chapter 20, chapter 18, verse 4, come out of her, my people. So they're saying we're not going to deal with this system at all. You got to deal with the system. It says in Revelation 12, it speaks about being, matter of fact, I'm going to go to that. You got these bugged out Israelites saying that you can't see, you taking stuff from the you got food stamps, Section 8, and this and that and the third, and see you look, you're still in the system. The Apostle Paul was in the system, dumbasses. He used the system to protect them when they were going to kill him in that's Acts 21. These Israelites was wanted to kill the Apostle Paul because he took the heathens into the inner court, and they were not heathens. They were Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites coming back into the fold. So the Jews, the Israelites, the circumcised, said, we're going to kill this guy. So when The captain saved him, and he knew how to speak to the captain. He said, I'm a Jew, this, that, and the third. Then in another incident, he said that he uses Roman citizenship. Paul didn't say, I got nothing to do with Rome. No, he used his Roman citizenship to his advantage. Give me a second. Let me do this. So we found out where West Midlands is. It's in England. And GOCC has a big following in England. He would go back and forth to England. And I'm going to show you that these are members of GOCC, or they broke off, or they're part of it, or whatever. What was I gonna do? Oh, let me do this. Is Apostle Paul a Roman citizen? Bible. None of the Pauline letters mention that Apostle Paul is a Roman citizen, but the book of Acts claims twice that he is. Yeah, he had Roman status. But he was able to speak fluent Greek to the officer, to the captain. And the captain mistaken him as an Egyptian. He said, I'm not Egyptian, I'm an Israelite, I'm a Jew. Okay, so let me go to these precepts right here, right quick. But Paul said to them, they have beaten us openly, uncondemned, being Romans. He said look, I'm a Roman, and have cast us into prison, and now do they thrust us out privily. They put them out the back door. Nay, verily, but let them come themselves and fetch us out. And the Sergians told these words unto the magistrate, which is a judge, a regional judge, and they feared when they heard that they were Romans. They said, oh, these are Romans? Because they looked at them as being Negro. These are a bunch of niggas. Acts 13. They were called niggers, who were called niggas. Barnabas and Simeon, which were called Niger. The word Niger means nigger. Goes a different way of saying it is nigger. They were blacks. They're blacks. Anyway, it said, I might want to read another verse, a couple of verses above that. And the keeper of the prison told this saying to Paul, the magistrates have sent to let you go. Now therefore depart and go in peace. I mean, we got it right here. They said they locked them up thinking that they were a bunch of Negroes. We're just going to lock these ends up, and realizing that these guys got Roman citizenship, which proves what? Any of you clown-ass Christians come up talking about the centurion that had a servant that needed to be healed. He was a white man. He's a Roman. First of all, Rome, part of Rome's empire was Palestine. What people were living in Palestine, or the land of Israel, as they call it, whether it be Jerusalem, Nazareth, Bethlehem, whatever, Jordan, whatever. Those were Jakes. When the Romans took that land over and made it a province unto themselves, those were Jakes. So they had to have offices. So where did they get the offices from? When you go into the hood, when you see officers, you're going to see some Edomite officers, but you're going to see Jake officers. You're going to see the Latin officers. You go to, like, let's say, Harlem, you're going to see Jake cops and Latino cops. You go to Spanish Harlem, which is the east side of East Harlem, which is called Spanish Harlem. You're going to see an Ephraimite police officer, male or female. You're going to see some Jakes up in there, man. So the same thing happened with Cornelius. Cornelius was an Israelite that didn't know he was an Israelite that was part of the military. This is not hard. It's not difficult, man. So when they grabbed up the Apostle Paul, these are Edomites saying, "Look at this nigga, just throw his ass in jail." Then they said, "Oh wow, these guys are Roman citizens." It said, but Paul said unto them, "They have beaten us." Well, they beat him first, so they said, "Oh no, we beat a Roman citizen." Openly, uncondemned. We were not found guilty of nothing, being Romans, and have cast us into prison, and now do they thrust us out privately. Let's get them out the back door. Let them out the back door, because we don't want the authorities coming down on us. We beat the shit out of imprisoned Roman citizens. That's why the Apostle Paul, how was the Apostle Paul put to death? Somebody put in the chat. That's in the history. That's not in the scriptures. That's in the history, all right? Let me preface it by saying that. How was the Apostle Peter, how was he put to death? Put that in the chat. Let me see. It says, "And they went out of the prison and entered into the house of Lydia," not Medea, but Lydia, and when they had seen the brethren, they comforted them and departed. So that's one precept. You also got Acts. Let's go to that. Acts. Let's go to Acts. Give me a second here. So there's lessons within lessons. So you got Christians that say, well, Paul was a white man. He was a Roman. Yeah, he was a Roman citizen. He was still a Jake. It says, as bound, okay, and as they bound him with tongues, Paul said, somebody get simple and say, them underwears for women, whatever. No, tongue is, you look the word up. It has nothing to do with underwears, but they call it particular underwear thongs. Paul said unto the centurion, what does the centurion mean? Give me that in the chat. What's the meaning of the word centurion? That stood by, is it lawful for you to scourge, beat a man that is a Roman? And there he goes again, and uncondemned. First of all, we have not been found guilty of anything. And plus, I'm a Roman. I get certain rights. So did the Apostle Paul use his status as a Roman citizen? I'm reading it right now. You guys get welfare and food stamps and section. Motherfucker, you better, if you can get that shit, you better get that shit. And I was going to go to Revelation chapter 12 about being fed by the face of the serpent. I'm not even going to go to that. Somebody can put it in the chat. It says, when the centurion, which is, I'm not going to say who it is, what is a centurion, heard that, he went and told the chief captain, like they got captains today. They got the sergeants and the police. They got sergeants, they got captains, they got lieutenants, they got chief of police. They got commissioners, right? Take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman. Now, Christians say, see, he was a Roman, which means he was a white man. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Then the chief captain came and said unto him, Tell me, art thou a Roman? He said, Yes. Because he's looking at a Jake. He's looking at a Negro. It's just another Negro. He said, Don't tell me you're a Roman. He said, Yeah, I'm a Roman. Oh, shit. And the chief captain answered, With a great sum obtained I this freedom. And Paul said, But I was free born. Now check this out. And the chief captain answered, With a great sum obtained I this freedom. What does that mean? Help me out in the chat. Let me read that again. Acts 22 verse 28. And the chief captain answered, this is the chief captain speaking, with a great sum obtained I this freedom. If you received freedom, what does that mean? You were a slave, and you had to pay your way out of being a slave, right? The gladiators were nothing but slaves. They forced them. They were the Edomites being. Come on, this movie with Denzel in it, Gladiator 2. They got the heroic white man. No, they were Jake. Them gladiators were Jake. All them top gladiators were Jake. And Paul said, But I was freeborn, meaning he was born in Tarsus, and he had Roman citizenship. His father had Roman citizenship. He came from a well-to-do house. He's educated, unlike the 12. Then straightway they departed from him, which should have examined him. You got to find out what status. Have you ever been booked? That's what it means. They open the book up on you. They ask you your name, your ID, this, that, and they check if you got any other arrests or convictions or whatever. And the chief captain also was afraid after he knew that he was a Roman, and because he had bound him, arrested him. That word bound or arrest goes back to the Hebrew word ainah, which means to take by force or arrest. So we don't got to read no more. So did the Apostle Paul use his status as a Roman to get to achieve certain things? You got damn right he did. So these people, let me come back over here. Bear with me for a minute. There's lessons within lessons. And see, going into these little lessons within lessons, these are for these Christians. So when you're talking and you talk about Paul, and you might say, what does the scripture mean when Paul was a Roman citizen? They don't know. The right answer would be, well, he was a citizen of Rome, but he was actually of the tribe of Benjamin. Christians don't even know that Paul was a Benjaminite. They don't even know. They don't know that he was an Israelite. He was a right man. He was a Roman. Cornelius was a white man because he was a Roman. Okay, so now let's come back over here. And this, like I said, we found out this is in England, West Midland, which is in England. And this is the house. Now this is what I noticed. This is why I got up and said, let me do a video. Let me go back to the minute mark. Let me go back to the minute mark. These are just two bugged out Israelites. Listen to another bug out. This guy, Rakar from the GOCC, which back in, 2010, 09, he convinced them people to leave the country. We got to flee. Now check this out. So I'm watching a video, and I said, well, wait a minute, I noticed a name. At first I said, oh, they spelled the name of the Most High wrong. But then I looked at it, it's Yah, which, by the way, for you idiots out there, the Yah is not the same size as the rest of the alphabet. The Yah is half of the size. Why do you think another thing to ask a Christian in Matthew 5, I believe it's 18 verse, 17 or 18 verse. It says, not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law until all things be fulfilled. Excuse me. So you ask the person, what did our Lord see? Don't you control the narrative now? You don't let Christians control it. You control the narrative. If they don't like it, then we don't got to talk. If they say something, you cut them off in their speech. Did not the Apostle Paul say, I'm rude in speech? Did not he say that? So you can be rude with them. And if they say you're rude, I said, well, if I'm rude, walk down the street. We're not here to wake up Christians, man. Now we're here to wake up Jakes that are under the demonic spell of Christianity. That's a topic right there. Trapped under the demonic spell of Christianity. But anyway, so the first thing I noticed, because I scope everything out, scopeo. Like when you go to Romans, 16, 17, and 18, it says mark them. Now the word there for mark is the Greek word scopeo, not different from mark in Revelation 13 and 16. The word there is charagma. It says ah ha ya ahaya. So this demon of the GOCC, Rakar, he teaches that the name of the Most High is Ahaya, which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is not dealing with him at all, period. And the Most High is going to destroy him. But another thing, he doesn't even know the ancient Hebrew, and even the modern Hebrew, which is a Sirach. That Hebrew that you read the Torah, go open up the Torah, that's a Sirach. So this right here, the Yah, is not supposed to be the same size as the rest of the Hebrew language. So they're complete bug outs. That's why they committed this act. They said they're going to cut off. We're not going to deal with the system no more. You know, Rakar, Elder Rakar taught us. We remember Romans, excuse me, I'm studying a little bit, stammering lips. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4, it says, come out of her. That means don't deal anything. Nigga, you living in a house that the white man built, man. You didn't build this fucking house. And you got a stove. That's the white man's stove. Look at that. They both look they both got that 1,000 yards. They look bugged the fuck out. They both look bugged out. They showed the kitchen, and there was a stove in there. That's the white man's stove. When the stove break, who you gonna call? Elder Rakar? He gonna hop on the plane and fix your stove? No. The white man gonna fix your stove. That's the white man's invention. Let me see if I can pick it up again. And like I said, there they go. Okay, they wearing the white, right? They got the fringes on. Now, you already know Satan himself, Fat Satan. He gonna make a video on that. And so see the Israelites, you can see the fringes. He should know. If you're watching this video, you should know that it's talking about the GOCC. Now this is maybe years, maybe when she was pregnant, maybe 3 years before that they got married. The GOCC pushes that you got to wear all white. They push that because there's a scripture. What scripture that they I'm not talking about Revelation 19 or Revelation. Well, it's in Revelation 19 also, I believe Revelation 16 if I'm not mistaken, but I know it's in Revelation 19. And also Revelation 7, arrayed in white. But there's a precept in Proverbs. I forget where it is. Let me do it this way. Always wear white Bible. Okay, I found it. It's in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. And that means, see, it says it right here. It's in Revelation 19. I went through it yesterday. It's also in Revelation 7. It said that they were arrayed in white. Let me do this. The white is a pure white is the righteousness of the saints. I don't know why they didn't put it in Revelation 16. It says the Most High promises those overcome will be clothed with white garments. It said that overcome, right? Revelation 7, worshipers who have remained true to the Messiah, died in the faith, described being clothed in white robes, washed in the blood of the Lamb. The white just represents purity. It don't mean anybody that wear, hey, Diddy, they have the white parties. That don't mean they're going to be saved. Ecclesiastes, and this is not King James, it said the Amplified Bible, let your clothes always be white with purity, and do not let the oil of gladness be lacking on your head. Right, in Acts it said the two men were arrayed in white or dressed in white. And then also in Revelation 19, let's go to that. I believe 16 as well. I got to check it out, Revelation 19. So this is why they wear that white, because they say literally you got to wear white every day. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. White horse represents purity. I also believe, let me just double check this. If you go to Matthew 22, the angel said, sir, why don't you have the wedding clothing on? In Matthew 22. So let me see if white is in here. Okay, white is not in here. I thought white was in here. I'm sorry, it was Revelation 19. I was wrong. But it says in Revelation 7, they were arrayed in white. It doesn't mean you have to wear white every day. You can wear white every day, but that has nothing to do with the scriptures. What is it? I'm sorry. Ecclesiastes 9, I believe it was. Put in the word white. Nine and 8, let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no oil. So there you go. So this is why these people on their wedding thing, they were wearing all white. And she was pregnant. She looks like she's pregnant. Maybe it's roses, I don't know. So they wasn't able to take care of their child, and the child wound up dying because they wasn't taking care of the child. So they said, well, let's bury the child in the back. And their thing was, well, we don't deal with the society any goddamn way. So, vocab gonna come up and he's gonna take that wide brush and he's gonna paint it all over the Israelites. See, these are Israelites. No, you better get it right, my man. They're the members of the GOCC. We can tell by the way they dress. Like I said, you recall the GOCC, he said you got to wear white. You got to always wear white. Let me see if he's wearing white. Let me do this. Let me go gather a gathering. Let me do it this way. GOCC. Okay, a gathering. This was 5 years ago. Let me click on this. Okay, you see he's wearing white. See this blockhead wearing white. They're wearing white. And he deceived a lot of people, man. He's worse than Bishop Nate. There it is right there. He's wearing white. Let me open this up. Give me a second. See, they're wearing white. Look at this. This is a, you know, when you got look at this. Look at how he's dressed. And these people don't know what's going on. They're zombies, man. They're a bunch of zombies. So, give me a second here. So you know what I'm gonna do? Let me just go. Come back over here. Forgive me. Let me do this. So you can see he's wearing the white, and everybody's wearing white. Everybody's in there wearing white because he pulled out that scripture. Oh, this the Lord got it. Look, you got. I believe it's a man with long hair. So these guys are gone, man. He does it a lot. He calls the Most High's name Ahiah, and he calls his son's name Yeshaya, which those are not the names of the Most High and his son. He teaches that I believe the people of the Polynesian Islands are one of the tribes. He's a complete bug out, man. And he was the one that pulled out that flea doctrine, and he had a bunch of zombies leave the country, leave America, and go to fucking Egypt, and then he wasn't even there to meet them, and they ran out of money, and they were stranded out there in Egypt or wherever they went. One of the places was Egypt, and they had to get in contact with family to get their asses back into America. And what happened? They became disenchanted with the whole Israelite thing, because you're weak-minded. You don't have the mind of the church, the people of the church of Berea, which is the men of Berea. It was the men of Berea. It wasn't necessarily the women. If I teach something, you don't just say, oh, well, Tahar said it, I'm going to go with it. Or Apostle Ramlov said it, I'm going to go with it. Or Elder Manata Zakba. I'm just throwing names out there, man. Not in any order. He said, I'm going to go with it. No. What you do is you check. That's what you got, is study to show thyself approved. You don't just mimic. That's what a lot of these groups do. They're masters at regurgitating the crap that they learned from their false teachers. Guys like, people like the IUIC, the GOCC, and the ISUPK, they go off on certain things, but they hit a lot of good points, but they go off on certain things. You know? And I'm pretty sure it's in the back of the mind of Captain Jazariak about the MOTB, because when it comes, you're going to have to make a decision as to what you're going to do. And if the leaders of these particular groups that I just mentioned a couple of seconds ago, they're going to have to make a decision themselves. They're going to have to either explain it away, or they're going to have to say, you know what, GMS was right. They might say, well, then we should follow GMS. No, don't follow them niggas. Don't follow them. So we'll see. If when the chip come out, and it's going to come out, Hopefully inside of these 4 years. Hopefully Trump brings it out. That's when we're going to see who's real. Okay, I'm just checking these notifications here. Anyway, let me give you some of these precepts. And come back over here. And all you jakes, you're going to be, if you don't know these scriptures, if you don't know not to take the Michael C. hip, you're going to take it and you're going to be destroyed. Millions upon millions of jakes will be destroyed here in America. Now, if you're outside the country and that country's not hit with a neutral country, where the country's not going to be hit with missiles, you good. But you're going to have to come before the leadership of the top men in Israel, man. There's a couple hard times is coming. Jacob's trouble is not here yet. That's another topic. Jacob's trouble is not here yet. So now let me go through these precepts and I'm going to close. I went a little long. Please forgive me. Look at this. Look at this. See? Look at that. They got that fake ass Christian smile. He don't know what's going on. He got no hair on his face, got no hair on his goddamn head. He ain't got no hair on his face. They appear to be two devils. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing. A pure sheep is a white sheep, right? But inwardly, they are ravening wolves. And recall the GOCC looked just like a wolf. Matter of fact, Bishop Nathaniel looked like a fucking wolf. These motherfuckers look like wolves. And I'm not saying it as a joke. They look like wolves, man. I see them, I see wolves lurking in the darkness. Matthew 24:11. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. Many means big numbers, right? Watch a group with a big number. We got big numbers. Well, that doesn't mean you have the truth. Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false messiahs. The word there is not false Jesus. It's false messiahs, false leaders. And false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. That's why I say, if IUIC is so great, why isn't members of GMS leaving to get with the IUIC? Ain't nobody leaving to get, ain't no GM. I used to be in GMS and I found out that these guys are false prophets and I'm now with the IUIC and Bishop. You're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see that. And if there's people thinking that way, just go. Don't even tell. Don't ask us. Don't ask for counsel. I'm thinking about leaving. Just leave. Just go, by moose. Get out of here. Get to stepping. Mark 13:22. For false messiahs and false prophets shall arise and shall show signs and wonders and seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. Look at the way they're marching. Look at the order. That don't mean the NOI is in order. They all wear the same garments. They march down the street and all that good stuff. That don't mean they have the truth. A Roman Catholic Church has millions and millions upon people, believers, excuse me. Luke 6:26, woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. So now IUIC gets mad at us for talking at them. Leave the bishop's name out your mouth. Well, wait a minute. When they're talking bad about you, that's a good thing. If they're talking good, if they're praising, They said, look, they praise the false prophets. It says all matter of evil. Let me do this. I'm almost positive it's in Matthew 5. I'll put in the word. I'll put in the word speak. Let's see what comes up with the word speak. Nope. Let me put up the word manner. Okay, here we go. Just found it. Matthew 5:11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. It said, blessed. It said, when people talk bad about you, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. When they speak evil against you. But now when they speak good against you, you may be one of them false prophets. Let's come on back. Okay, I went back too far. I'm sorry. Go back to false prophets. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you. Woe unto you. For so did their fathers to the false prophets. 2 Peter 2 verse 1. But there were false prophets among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you. So there's false teachers out there who privately or privately shall bring in damnable heresy. What is a damnable heresy? When you teach that the MOTB is sin in all of its forms and other things, that's a damnable heresy. Even denying the Lord. The Lord's name is Yahushua, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, not Christ, that brought them and bring upon themselves swift destruction. So when the destruction comes, it's going to come swift. When you least expect it. 1 John 4 verse 1, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit or test the spirits, whether they be. That goes back to the church of Berea. They are of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world. So just know, when you watch these different Israelite groups out there, a lot of them are false prophets and false teachers. Right, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. Lamentations 2 and 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, for the Israelites, and they have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away the captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. False burdens and causes of banishment. Let's look up the word banishment. Because we were all banished from our land. Okay, the word there is madawak. Seduction, enticement, a thing to draw aside, right, to deceive. And to be banished, let me go to the word banish, banished, in the Common Dictionary. And then I'm going to close. See, I'll go to Google, I'll go to Blue Letter, I'll use all that. Banishment meaning the punishment of being sent away from a country or other place. Was we not banished from one country to this country? Adam and Eve were banished from what? The garden. The action of getting rid of something unwanted. We were pushed out because we didn't keep the laws. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom to the next shalom.